The African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, was established in the year 2000, making way for duty-free access to U.S. market for certain products to encourage economic growth and foster improved U.S.-Africa relations. In 2024 alone, South Africa is said to have exported over $6.5 billion worth of goods to U.S. under AGOA, benefiting key industries such as automotive, manufacturing, agriculture and mining. The Black Business Council CEO Hankima Tabane believes all of these hangs in the balance if misinformation around the country's Expropriation Act persists.
It is concerning that decisions of the United States are taken like this based on uninformed data, and we hope that once we have had engagements with the United States and all the other allies of the United States, things will change. You are right, we have G20 this year. We're busy renegotiating the AGOA, and we had hoped that we'll have a very compelling year for South Africa and Africa as well, because this G20 is a G20 for Africa. But these developments are worrying.
The U.S. president, in his move to cut aid to South Africa, cited the country's recently enacted Expropriation Act, arguing that it discriminates against the white minority population. The U.S. said it will also be prioritizing the resettlement of Afrikaners in the United States as refugees. The SA Chamber of Commerce USA indicated that 18 hours after the executive order was signed, they had received more than 10,000 requests from South Africans who wish to relocate to the United States. Agri-SA CEO Johan Kutsia says their members will be staying put.
We're concerned about the definition of expropriation. And I think the greatest concern is the practical implementation thereof. So there's no concern to this that people are so fearful that people immediately want to move. I think it's not about the law, it's about the implementation of the law and the interpretation of this law. So I think if you ask us as Agri-SA, we said this from the start. From the day we started negotiating regarding the law itself, there's a place for it. There's a place for, and our constitution is absolutely fantastic, supporting the stance of land ownership. However, this law of expropriation needs to be implemented and it needs to be tested accordingly to understand the intent and the outcome thereof, which is a concern to us as farmers.
The president of the Township Economic Commission of South Africa, Texas, Becky Twana, has called for cool heads, worried about the implications of strained relations between South Africa and the U.S. on their members.
As Township Economic Commission, we really call upon the president to resolve this issue in a more matured way and also show leadership in terms of issues like this, so that at the end of the day we don't use emotions. These issues, they don't need emotions. They just want us to just show leadership and make sure that we resolve, whatever issues that we need to resolve.
South Africa will host the G20 this year, expected to hand over the presidency to the U.S. that is unlikely to form part of proceedings. Rand Swiss Viv Govender has allayed fears around AGOA, as he believes what is coming out of the U.S. must be taken with a pinch of salt.
Possibly AGOA could be affected. I do think that, however, Chulis, he's done a lot of things recently, or said a lot of things recently that, are unlikely to survive going forward. I mean, for instance, around birthright citizenship in the U.S., he just made an executive order on that. That's pretty much been stopped by the courts. He's done things in the past, like the Muslim ban, that, also was stopped. I think, Chulis, he's not as powerful as he makes out to be in terms of the executive orders he puts out there.
President Cyril Ramaphosa is dispatching special envoys to several countries to provide greater insight into the country's expropriation law and South Africa's vision during its presidency of the group of 20 countries, following tensions with the U.S., with those in business hopeful of the future of AGOA. Katlego Logodi, SABC News in Johannesburg.